strong work ethic in your school. They try to implement a lot of community involvement,
strong community presence,
and a lot of community and leadership skills is definitely some of the values that they, and then as the education of the person as a whole.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
So RJC High School is in our area. We live in the Sask Valley area, just about 20 minutes to Rosthern. And both our daughters, but this is, I guess, our oldest daughter has just graduated from RJC, and our youngest daughter will be attending in a couple of years. So the process, what was that like? It was, we were looking for just more for our daughters. We were just kind of looking for more extracurricular, more fine arts, more academics, just more focus on the student as a whole. And Emma started in grade 11, and when we went into the school and saw what it was all about, that was sort of what made up our mind. And so I think actually we went to a musical just when our oldest daughter was a little bit younger, and that's when she decided that this would be a great place for her to go. And what did we do then? The administrator, the recruiter, got in touch with Emma and us, and we applied and haven't looked back. I think it was really scary for them to leave what they know behind and start something brand new, especially at this age. You know, they're teenagers and they already have their friends, and so to start a whole new school with new people was scary, and it was a big jump and a big leap. But once she started, she loved it, absolutely loved it. It was very inclusive. It was very she kind of found her own kind, which was great. It's she's very into arts, and it was just really supported all the way through. So she just kind of fell in step and just kind of went along for the ride all the way. It was good. Yeah.
One thing that's almost impossible to answer. I think there's a multitude of different things. However, I think one of the biggest things that she thoroughly enjoyed was the inclusiveness of everybody, regardless of race, religion, color, creed. It doesn't matter. It was just the acceptance of everybody and everyone's opinions is what I think she enjoyed, amongst other things, the most.
Yeah, I would echo that for sure.
Oh, that's a loaded question. That's a little bit difficult to answer because, again, there's so many different answers to that question. But if you're looking for one specific answer, I think I would also state what I stated earlier, was just I don't want to come across as being canny, but it's like a Hallmark card. It really is. The anticipation, the wanting and desire to go to school. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been in school, but to remember how you just couldn't wait to get up to go to school was something that wasn't foreign to us before. But I think for our oldest daughter, Emma, it was definitely something that she looked forward to do, was to go to school. So
I would also say academics is a big part. They have an excellent academic program, and she just she was doing well before at her other high school, but she really excelled, and she was just supported in ways that I don't think she has felt before. And she just flew, like she has excelled academically. So as a parent, that is very important for sure. I do think the thing that surprised me, and probably Emma as well, maybe you too, is that it is just a very inclusive school. I think she wasn't expecting to go there and be friends with everybody. It's a school that goes from grade 10 to grade 12. And at her old high school, probably at most high schools, they tend to stick to their grades, and you don't really talk to the grades above, and you don't really hang out with the grades below. And here, it's just everybody just hang out together, and they have a lot of fun. It's very inclusive, and it's almost like cross-grade friendships. That was new to her, because beforehand it was in the other high school, you just didn't hang out with the grade 12s if you were in grade 10. And here, they just all, it's a culture of just inclusiveness. And I think that was new to her for sure.
And I think also, in adding to the inclusiveness, respect. Respect right from the teachers, principal, peers, students. It was very evident when we as parents would go to events or functions at the school, fundraisers, etc. It was just respect right across the board. And again, male, female, black, white, it doesn't matter. It was just simple respect straight across the board. So that was also something that it wasn't surprising, but it was sure delightful to see.
I remember actually an incident. It was the very first year that she attended, and this was in the fall, so she'd only been there for maybe a couple of weeks. And I went to go and help her with her car. She had some car trouble. And I'm outside talking to her, and here's this group of I guess her peers or other students. And there were all these girls standing there, and usually they're like, oh, there's a mom, they kind of tend to stay in their own little group. But they all came over, and they were so inclusive and so friendly, and they all just talked to me like I was a person and not just this parent who showed up. That was new. That was different. It was great. Just I think the students there, they just see other people as just people, and not necessarily an adult, a teacher, a kid. They just kind of, anyway. Well, I think they definitely try to implement respect, a strong work ethic in your school. They try to implement a lot of community involvement,
strong community presence,
and a lot of community and leadership skills is definitely some of the values that they. And then as the education of the person as a whole, like these people are going to go out into this world as adults, and they just want to make, they're trying to give them good values and good foundations to bring some community oriented, I guess. Yeah. What would you call it?
Well, community oriented ideas and values. And again, it's kind of interesting when you ask the question about, what did they bring? I don't think they necessarily, as far as RJC, what does RJC bring? I think that's they live their mission statement. They, if we will, practice what they preach. It isn't just kind of a flavor of the day. Okay, you got to respect others and respect other people's opinions. They do more so than just say it. They practice it, and I think that's the key difference. In one thing is, you have the ideas maybe of being polite and opening doors for others, but it's a different thing about saying nice things and actually doing that and following up on your actions. So yeah, more so than just saying it, they do it. So they practice what they preach, if you will. well, they all have skin and hair. I mean, there's really no, I mean, there to say that a typical person or a typical family goes there, or a particular type of
Well,
people go there. I don't think so. I think it's open to everybody and anything, right?
Yes, I do think that the typical student, typical family, I do think that they are looking for more for their student. Like I started out saying, is that like we were looking for more for our daughter, just more opportunities, more academics, more extracurricular, more involvement. And I do think that a lot of the parents that seek out this school, and as well as a lot of the students that come and visit, or are thinking about going to this school, they are just looking for more opportunity. There might be reasons why they come from another school. Maybe they don't feel they fit in. Maybe there can be many reasons why they would want to leave a school. Maybe there's just not enough opportunity. Maybe the academics is not up to standard. And this sometimes is the reason why they will choose this school. So I would say that typical family, there's not a typical family. We have students from all over the world. But I think you could probably say that they're all just looking for more opportunities for their children in every way. Yeah. Not having her here to ask, I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb. Our daughter is very musical. She studies music, classical music. And I think one of the things that she's been really proud of is in the music program, she's sort of been able to expand her music abilities into other things like choir, into things like, I don't think she was part of band, but into doing musicals, which is different than your classical singing. And I think she was really proud that she was sort of able to expand herself that way and just see music in different ways and from different angles and try new things. And I think another thing maybe that she's been really proud of is just coming out of her shell and not being shy and just trying new things and just taking the leap and going for it. I think maybe those two.
With the encouragement that's given at the school, that would be one thing. I think one other thing additionally would be her ability to give back to the community in a particular way. There's the donating of her time, and they have a thing called Also Week and whatnot, and just her involvement within that kind of took her out of her shell, or her, if you will, comfort area, and gave her the ability to work in a team environment and to give back to the community that way as well. I think that she was.
It's funny because
pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it's funny because she might tell you something completely different if you asked her.
Well, from a parent's perspective, I don't think anything short of amazing would be the right word to use. Again, the earned respect on both sides as they grew and developed together throughout her tenure there at the school, it becomes an environment where not only do you have a teacher or an educator and a student, but then you almost have like an educator, a student, and then a bond or a mutual respect or a friendship that can develop through the years there. And because it is a school of so much being included and inclusive types of actions and whatnot, the one-on-one mentoring that the teacher can give, or the educator can give, whether it be in science or math or music or something outside of an individual's comfort zone like dance, all of those things just flourish that much more because of the relationship that I think the educators develop with the student population and the student base.
It feels like a school that it's very important for the teachers to connect with the students, and they really go out of their way. Like they give a lot of their time, they give a lot of their soul to these students. It's evident that this school, that these students are number one priority. And it's a small student to teacher ratio as well. So they're able to dedicate a lot of their times and a lot of their effort to these students, and it shows. And one thing that I know they work very hard on is to have a sense of equality, that just because you're a student doesn't mean that you're less than the teacher. They address, for example, the teachers on a first name basis, including the principal. And it does make the student feel heard. It makes them feel, part of a community.
Makes them feel valued
And respected. And so for Emma, this was a great way for her to connect with I guess teachers and mentors and the administrators. So I think I would just say academics, leadership skills, and just holistic education. That's how I would sum it up. Maybe you have more that you
No,
like to add.
that is just it. And one other thing that I don't really know how to capture this, but just the encouragement to try new and different things on various different levels. So whether that be in the academic side, whether that be in the sporting side, whether that be in the art side, the encouragement to have the kids try something different in a safe environment where they're able to either succeed, and if they don't have success, they're encouraged that that's okay. At least you tried, and at least you're in an area and an environment in which you're not afraid to try. So therefore, there is nothing but success. So that's also just to add to what a lovely wife said. I think it would also just be the encouragement of trying new and different things.
So when I talk to other parents that live in the area, I always say, go and visit the school. I know that's not possible for everybody to come and visit the school, but if it is a possibility, it's go and visit the school. I've heard this from so many parents who have come to our JC for the first time, and this is something that you can't see on the screen. It's something that you can't feel over a screen. So to walk into that building, it's a feeling of just peace. It's calm. It's a feeling of being included and being part of something. And that is so if parents or students live in the area, come to the school, because that feeling will make you feel included in this school already. I guess for parents or students that live further away, you kind of will have to trust me on this one, or look at the testimonials, look at what people have said about the school. This school has a huge alumni history. Grandparents, great grandparents have gone to this school, and they keep sending their kids back, and their grandkids go and
yeah, and it's not because they have to.
It's not because they have to. It's because it's a school that just keeps giving, and it's a school that gives more than I think you can get anywhere else.
I think one of my message to people who are the parents or guardians that are I guess in the short strokes of making a decision would be this, is that as parents or guardians, we want the absolute best for our kids. We want them to succeed. We want them to feel comfortable. We want them to learn. We want them to excel. And having the experience of having our daughter go to that school, we can tell you firsthand, I can tell you firsthand that it's the best decision that we made, hands down, with our daughter's education up until this point. And
for sure. And just to clarify a little bit, we are not alumni, we're complete newbies.
Yeah.
So this comes from a place of not having any family or anyone kind of
Yeah.
trotting in a path for us here. Like we were in that position where we had to make a decision.
And it's scary as parents because you
Yeah.
want to make the right decision. And I'm glad that we decided to do it because it was the best. And plain and simple, I'm just so glad that we did. I know our daughter's glad that we did, and we're so confident that in that decision we made a few years ago that, you know, our second daughter coming up will be going, and can't wait to be in grade 10 so she can go because of what she saw her sister bring back home, and the great vibes that come with it. So I guess, in summary, the message to other moms and dads out there, parents and guardians that are just trying to make a decision, us as parents want the best for our kids, and sometimes we have to take that leap of faith as well, and I'm sure glad we did. So that'd be my message to people who are just trying to decide.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.